If we want our country back, patriots, we are going to have to take it back. Because, patriots, you have to fight to keep your freedom. The left always want the government to have more power over our freedoms. The approach of the lefty voter is to do it slowly, over time, accepting that change is indeed slow and often with no shots fired. Indeed, the transfer of power from the people to the government is the incredibly grave matter with which we are now addressing, and why we are here today. And for those of you taking digital ID to the grave, that this is the hill that you die on, this is your campaign, the grave matter that we are discussing is the voluntary offering of our power to the state, unopposed, with no resistance. That's what the message is, and we must confront it.
In 1952, I don't know the name of the politician or the party, but it was squashed because there were protests with regards to the crushing of civil liberties. Why do we need same debate, why do we need a national ID? Now, I'm pretty sure we've got a national ID. It's called a driving license, but not everyone drives, right? No problem. I'm pretty sure we've got a national ID. It's called a passport, but not everyone has a passport, right? What about a national insurance number? Pretty sure everyone's got one of those, right? Not everyone's self-employed, so not everyone has a unique tax reference or a UTR, for example. What about an NHS number? So there is no justification for any one government, politician, party saying, do you know what? I want a centrally controlled database with every single human being's in Britain's first name, surname, date of birth. Again, what are they going to have on there? National insurance number, driving number, etc. All these things already exist. 5 years ago, we were told to clap at the sky, and you and I were told to stand 2 meters apart from each other. It's beta testing. They wanted to see our reaction. They wanted to see if there would be a violent reaction, a passive reaction, no different from when you're testing rats in a lab. They want to see what the reaction's going to be. And what they got was a passive, grateful submission. It wasn't a, we're really not happy about this and we're going to growl our way through it. And obviously there was mass civil disobedience, there were protests, etc. But the vast majority of people clapped at the sky. The vast majority of people, I think the numbers reflect this, took the shot as well, which I believe was under coercion. So in 5 years, nothing's changed. What I said in my speech tonight to the Patriots, and I always use the example with regards to the war on motorists, and the terrorism of the war against people who just want to travel from A to B. Let's start calling it what it is, it's terrorism. We've been living under left-wing fascism for a very long time now. And this breaks my heart. Now imagine that, I'll say those words again. We've been living under left-wing fascism, totalitarianism of a leftist orientation under the guise of diversity, inclusion, equality for quite some time now. So are we surprised to hear that Starmer is now talking about the introduction of digital IDs? There's no justification for it. We're going to be paying for it. But the government that issues it with big tech, Chinese style authoritarian regimes that already understand they can connect them with suppliers. Someone's going to earn out of this. Someone's going to do well out of this, but I know who's going to be paying for it. Remember track and trace, 22 billion? So we're really that surprised with regards to the suggestion and why we're here today as patriots and activists. We've been living under far left, totalitarian, fascistic ideas, codes, ethics on the far left for so very long, and 5 years ago was the ultimate awakened moment. That's why we use the term about becoming awake. So shouldn't be surprised. It's going to get worse. As I always keep saying, it's going to get worse under Starmer. If you want your country back, you want your freedoms back, you want your liberty back, you want your church back, you want your families back, you want your communities back, we're taking it all back. No diplomacy, no surrender. We're taking it all back. That includes offering the British public a shot at justice, not just the girls, but everyone who's had their lives ripped apart. And this is one very important campaign, which I definitely stand with and against socialistic tyranny. But should we really be surprised that this is happening? I think there's a lot more to come.
Thank you very much. But last thing, what could people do to combat this? Because Tony Blair tried to do it at the end of his tenure, and he failed. He failed on introducing digital ID.
So I think I want to say 2002, Tony Blair, and then Tony Blair's the failure you referenced, and then of course the Tony Blair Institution. Tony is still with us, he is still alive. He hasn't reached hell yet. Tony Blair Institute. And apparently there's rumours his son's involved with the design of the app. Again, are we shocked to hear any of this stuff? We know all this, right? So wicked man does wicked things. So 1952, dealt with. 2002, Tony Blair brought it back to the table, and now we got a Marxist who's brought it back to the table. So again, have we learned anything? No, it keeps coming back to the table. You say, what can patriots and activists do? If you want your country back, and you are not someone who has decided what your political ideology is, you're not taking anything back. If you want your country back, but you have decided to ignore the spiritual crisis we are in, you're not taking anything back. If you are a patriot, an activist, a concerned citizen who wants to end the madness and wants it all back, but who refuses to become a member of a party, to join that party and to stand as a candidate, you're not taking anything back. So your question, what can patriots and activists do who are outraged and who want their country back? You must start campaigning, you must become a political activist, and the only way that you can do that is by joining and becoming part of a political party. That's how Labour got the majority, that's how Boris with the Tories got the majority, that's why Labour has over 300,000 members, that's why the Tories somehow still have approximately 100-ish thousand members, etc. It's time for the socially conservative, patriotic, concerned citizen right to wake up to the realities of what it's going to take to actually finally take your country back.